Network, the solution for humanity.
Who is going to take care of the wives? Why God created us?
What is cosmic energy?
The religion is the solution for the things happening all around the world.
Jihad does not mean any war fought by any Muslim. Jihad basically means to strive to struggle. The Hindus and the Muslims will be united. He is not cosmic energy, he is more superior than that. Quran gives you the solution to the problems of humankind. Not that we shall despise each other. That according to Japan, India will be the superpower of the world. We will be a superpower, will be far superior to the Americans. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi ashabi ajmain. Amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Udu ila sabri rabbika bil hikmah wal mau'izatil hasanah wajadil millati ahsan. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. I welcome all of you with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are most welcome to ask any questions on Islam and comparative religion or the propagation of Islam.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother, there is one of my friends, she has embraced Islam last year. Because of some reason she left her home because of the opposition by her family. Right now she is staying with the non-Muslim girls. So she is continuously, alhamdulillah, doing the dawah work with them. And she is afraid that on the day of judgment she will have to answer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that have you not conveyed my message to others. And she is afraid of that because continuously she is, in spite of doing dawah to them, they are not giving her any kind of a response. So could you please answer to her question?
The sister posed a question that one of the sisters, she accepted Islam. And since the time she accepted Islam, she is conveying the message of Islam to non-Muslim friends, but there is no response. So will she be held responsible on the day of judgment? The reply is given in the Quran in Surah Ghashiyah, chapter number 88, verse number 21, where Allah says, فَذَكِّرْ إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرٌ. Allah tells the Prophet, your job is to deliver the message. Converting hearts, giving hidayah is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even to the Prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give the right or the ability to give hidayah. That's in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the moment this verse was revealed, Hazrat Bilal, he laughed. The very Sada Hadith, he laughed. The one more Sahaba was, why did you laugh? So he said, good, the hidayah is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, otherwise I would have been last in the list. But naturally, people prefer giving hidayah to their close relatives, to their clans, to the kings, if it was in their hands. So he laughed, he said, this is good in Islam, otherwise I would have been down the list. Hazrat Bilal being a black Hafsi Abyssinian. So alhamdulillah, so sister, the job of a Muslim is to convey the message. Giving hidayah in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you do dawah correctly, you will get a sawab, irrespective whether the non-Muslim accepts Islam or not. There is no thumb rule that you have to revert someone. Yes, but if you are the zariya, if you are the cause for reverting a non-Muslim to Islam, you do get various sawab, alhamdulillah. But as far as dawah is concerned, sister, the duty is to convey the message. So if you have conveyed the message on the day of judgment, surely you can say, you can be witness that I have done my job. Hidayah in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore basic thing is doing dawah. But as far as possible, you should even convey in the best way, in the way Allah and His Rasul showed, so that inshallah, you at least get maximum sawab, sister. And inshallah, Allah will give you results also. And irrespective whether that non-Muslim accepts or not, you have to continue and convey to others also. That is the role of a Muslim. Hope that answers the question, sister. Yes, brother.
How do you think a Muslim should react to dating before marriage? And whether in Hadith there is any punishment to sodomites, lesbianism, any mention like that?
That was the question. That is dating allowed before marriage? And is there any punishment for sodomy? Sodomy and lesbianism. Is there any punishment? As far as sodomy and lesbianism is concerned, it's totally haram. Allah says in the Quran that, do you prefer in lust men over women? Means saying to the men that, are you going after men rather than women? Talking about Qawmi Lut. So it's haram in Islam. And lesbianism or homosexuality is haram. And even involving with children, there are hadith is totally haram. There is no permission. Coming to dating in Islam. Dating, if you're talking about the modern style, like what people do, what we think dating, that is not allowed. Going, meeting a girl outside, going to the garden alone with her and seeing whether, trying and finding out what are her views and going to a movie and sitting on the last bench Going to movies wrongly was at last bench. So the thing is that all these things, practices that are prevalent normally, is not allowed in Islam. There's nothing like love before wedding. LBW. No, LBW haven't created nothing like love before wedding. But fine. But the Prophet also said that it is a sunnah, it is preferable you look at the girl you're going to marry. Like there was one of the Sahabas who told the Prophet, I'm going to get married. The Prophet said, you look at the girl? He said, no. He said, go and look at her. So that doesn't mean you cannot interact with her, that you cannot select, that you cannot choose. The Prophet said that when you have to choose a life partner, there are 4 things in which a person looks at. One is virtue, second is wealth, nobility and beauty. And the best is virtue. So that means you can, if there is a proposal, if someone gets to you or you find and you come to know, fine, you can have a meeting with the would-be spouse, the girl, the would-be husband, the boy, the would-be wife. But when you meet, there should be a mahram along with you. Either the boy's sister or the girl's brother. Because the Prophet said that if 2 foreign males, na mahram, alone in a closed room, the third person is the devil. So maintaining the modesty, maintaining the hijab level, surely you can meet the would-be husband or would-be wife, interact, exchange views, find out the views, no problem. Speak once, twice, thrice, 1 hour, 2 hours, no problem. But not in seclusion. Not outside in a garden alone, or in a movie theater, or going to McDonald's, fine. So within the purview of the Islamic Sharia, you can surely meet, you can choose, you can reject. You can reject and go and look for another one, but within the purview of the Islamic Sharia. So if it's done within, there's no problem. It is preferable, it is the sunnah. So if this is what you call this dating, it's allowed. Islamic dating is allowed. Non-Islamic dating is not allowed. If you call it the dating. Hope that answers the question. Any sisters have any question?
After listening to your talks, I have come to know that dawah is an important thing for a Muslim. But for a Muslim woman who is supposed to be modest and look after the house, etc., I feel it is quite a difficult task and to mix up with the non-Muslim women, etc. And also for an introvert person, can you suggest some steps how to do dawah?
Sister has a question that after hearing my talks, she has come to know dawah is important. Rather, dawah is compulsory, sister. Important, yes, but compulsory. Means in the important category, compulsory category. Basic question is that for a lady, how can she do dawah, interact with non-Muslims, especially if she has to be modest? So many people have the misconception that only if you're outward and outgoing can you do dawah. It's not like that, sister. There are many modest women, mashallah, and they are modern also, mashallah, and they're doing dawah, so alhamdulillah. But for a person who's introvert, how can she do dawah? Sister, many people have a misconception that dawah means only giving talks. It's not that only giving talks. Dawah are various types. Fine, you can talk on one-to-one basis. You sitting at home, you can write letters, you can send emails. But natural, as far as dawah is concerned, on an individual level, a male does to a male and a female to a female. In most of the cases. There may be a situation where they may demand, but natural with a mahram. But if you're focused and know the Islamic Sharia well, alhamdulillah, sister, even sitting at home, you can do dawah, even if you're introvert, fine. You may not have the habit of speaking, or you may feel shy, or you may not feel like. I don't know of any person who was in a more worse situation than me. I was a stammerer, sister. So when it comes to speaking on one-to-one basis, I has to stammer. If you ask what was your name, I said, my name is Zakir. That was me. Maybe more than a decade earlier. And alhamdulillah, Allah opens up the pathways. You know, after I passed my medical, 12 years back, when I got involved in the field of dawah, mashallah. If you strive, as I mentioned earlier in my earlier answer, that if you strive and do jihad in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah opens up the pathways. Whatever you are. You know, most of the people that I mean, 99.9%, those who want to do da'wah, they can speak better than what I was when I started. That's the best example. It's Allah's help. Who Allah helps, none can overcome. Who Allah forsakes, none can help them. Therefore, let the believers put their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is from Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 160. So sister, you start. Even if you may think you don't feel like speaking, you don't feel like interacting, you're an introvert, yet start. And inshallah, Allah will help you. Besides that, for a lady, that doesn't mean that if you're modest, you can't do dawah. So many people have misconception, modest means sitting at home. No, modest means modest. Whether you're in or out, you follow the Islamic Sharia, you lower your gaze. In fact, a modest woman can do more dawah. She can do better dawah than an immodest woman. Well, that herself, when she carries herself outside, in an Islamic way, that itself is dawah. And when they convey the message and they speak indirect dawah, and that just reminds me today morning when we were thinking of selecting some trainers for our lady teachers in voice modulation. We had one of the best people in Bombay. They came out and we had interviewed everything. The talk went fine, my sister and myself. And they're basically ladies. When they went, they asked that, fine, when we come to train, can we wear sleeveless? Is it fine? Or will shalwar kameez do? So they asked, we didn't put any criteria to them. They were ladies. They're going to train our ladies. So that is dawah, the way we speak, the way my sister was wearing a hijab. They said that, oh, shalwar kameez is fine, or what do you want? I mean, we didn't put any criteria. They were trainers, they're professionals. We don't mind. They are with ladies. Whether they wear shalwar kameez or not, as per our criteria, there's no problem. But imagine the way my sister spoke, the way we presented ourselves, non-Muslim professionals trained by foreigners, training other people how to speak, they're asking the question. Why? Because the way we present. We didn't speak anything about Islam. Only talking about professional thing, but that itself, the way we present is dawah, alhamdulillah. I mean, we didn't put any criteria that when you come to teach, you wear the hijab. That's not a must. They were not Muslims. So, alhamdulillah, so sister, it's not that by being modest you can't do dawah. In fact, by being modest, you can do better dawah. You're in a better position. And there are situations, you may say that I'm a lady, I sit at home, I may not interact that much outside. You can interact on the telephone, you can interact on the internet, but naturally with females is preferable. So in this way, sister, you can send books, you can send video cassettes, you can send tapes, etc. You can convey the message to Muslim friends and ask the Muslim friend. If you don't have non-Muslims, you ask a Muslim friend that, do you have a non-Muslim who requires any question on Islam? No problem. So Zakir bhai, ek bhi non-Muslim friend nahi hai, to ask a Muslim friend that, do they have non-Muslim friends who have queries? Simple. Allah will open up the pathways. And once you start, inshallah Allah will help you. But you have to make a beginning. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start immediately. Hope that answers the question, sister. Any brother have any question? Yes, brother.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ijaz Ahmed. I'm from Kashmir. I'm working in Mumbai now. When I try to present Islam to non-Muslims, I find most of them receptive and they want to know more. But there are some people who don't show any interest and sometimes they become angry. How to deal with such people and present Islam to them again and again? And second question is, I find it difficult to do wuzu in my office as the toilets are Western, only tissue papers are there, and I don't find any place to wash my feet.
There are two questions. The first question is that, alhamdulillah, when does dawah, most of the non-Muslims are receptive, some are not receptive, it's not effective, how to do dawah, they get angry. Second question is that in his office there are Western toilets or tissue paper, how can I do wudu? How is possible?
The value of money in the hereafter will be measured by its proper use in the present.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة.
According to the glorious Quran, one of the best ways to use your money is to spend it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by spreading His message of Islam. Peace TV is a non-profit Islamic satellite television channel that is primarily dedicated for just that cause, the proper presentation of Islam. It's a great choice to invest in it and a golden opportunity to purify your wealth in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Support Peace TV. Send your zakat and donations to IRFI Al Ryan Bank, 47 Calthorpe Road, Birmingham, UK, B151TH. Pound account number 011-32301. IBAN GB49ARAY 30008301 132301. Sort code 300083. Swift BIC code ARAY GB22. Please confirm your contribution at support@peacetv.tv.
Support Peace TV, the solution for humanity.
There is a need to see what Islam says about human rights,
Kindness and care. Justice for peace. Human brotherhood.
the Book of Allah, the glorious Quran, and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ.
Protecting humanity at large and promoting peaceful coexistence.
These are the two main sources for getting the human rights.
Dr. Ahmad Ibn Saifuddin.
Islam has come with a complete system of protecting human rights under the Sharia.
Realize the progressive Islamic insights in human rights, a Muslim perspective. Next on Peace TV.
A complete way. It's a
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ijaz Ahmed. I'm from Kashmir. I'm working in Mumbai now. When I try to present Islam to non-Muslims, I find most of them receptive and they want to know more. But there are some people who don't show any interest and sometimes they become angry. How to deal with such people and present Islam to them again and again? And second question is, I find it difficult to do wuzu in my office as the toilets are Western, only tissue papers are there, and I don't find any place to wash my feet.
There are two questions. The first question is that, alhamdulillah, when does dawah, most of the non-Muslims are receptive, some are not receptive, it's not effective, how to do dawah, they get angry. Second question is that in his office there are Western toilets and tissue paper, how can I do wudu? How is possible? As far as the second question, which is a shorter answer, I'll give that first, that whatever the situation is, you should adapt yourself. I travel much in different parts of the world, and alhamdulillah, you have to follow. So if it's a Western toilet, and if you say that there's no water in the toilet, talking about in the toilet for doing wudu or for going call of nature. Water is there in all the toilets outside. So take a mug from outside and go into the pot and put the water over your feet and do it. There are various ways. We do wudu even in the airplane. We have to. So that time, but naturally you can't lift your leg and put it in the basin because the thing is so small. So that time you have to take a glass, and that's what you do. Take the glass of water and put your leg, a little balancing you have to do to be clean. So all this you can adapt it depending upon the situation. But wudu you have to do. And it's possible, now that's not possible. If there's no water in that area, then tayammum is possible. But the tayammum rule is, if you can't find water, then you can. If the water is not there only in that toilet, that doesn't mean you can do tayammum. If it's not there in that area, then fine. As far as the first question is concerned, that you have done dawah, and alhamdulillah, most of your non-Muslim friends are receptive. Some are not receptive. Some get angry. Or some don't know to listen. Some don't pay heed. So brother, if people who don't pay heed, you should use a technique in which they will ask you questions on Islam. For example, normally, if you tell a friend that, oh brother John, or Amu, I want to speak to you about Islam. Please give me 5 minutes. So mostly the answer will be no. So you have to use a technique, or you say that when you speak to non-Muslim, they don't listen, they don't hear. So you have to use a technique, you have to instigate them to make you ask questions on Islam. For example, just a simple situation, that I was in a non-Muslim atmosphere while in a medical college, and the atmosphere of the medical college is the most so-called modern, I don't consider it modern, but immodest you could say. And there when we used to have a lunch, I just used to make a passing remark, that if some men are not allowed to marry more than one woman, women as a whole cannot live modestly in the world. So the person eating stops. The Zakir. What do you mean if some men in the world are not allowed to marry more than one woman, women as a whole can't live modestly? I talk about polygamy. I said, see brother, if you want the answer, I want 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I'll give you 20 minutes. Thinking that, now we'll pull a fast one. Talking about polygamy. So now I'm instigating him to ask a question, and when he asks the question, I said, see, 10 minutes, I'll give you 20 minutes. Now, when he's asking me for time, he's paying attention now. And then the answer is behind my back. My mind, it is there. And I start the tape recorder. With modulation, everything, So, how to instigate is important. So, you drive a car is fine. If you don't know how to start, what is the use of your driving? If you don't know where the ignition key is, what is the use of your driving? So, you should know how to start. So, knowledge is important. Being a good driver is important. How to start the car is also important. So, here there are techniques which we give in the Dawah training program. How to instigate the non-Muslim to ask you questions on Islam. For example, in the college atmosphere where the atmosphere is immodest and each-teasing is very common, we just have to make a passing remark. That suppose your friend is teasing a girl So just ask me a question. What if someone teases your sister? If someone teases my sister, haath tod dunga, pair tod dunga, I'll break his neck. I said, why? If someone teases your sister, you want to break his neck, break his leg, break his hand, and you're teasing somebody else's sister, arey yaar, wo to aisi ladki hai. So then they start justifying. Oh, that girl is like that, that girl, you're trying to indicate. Back of my mind, I want to talk about hijab. But if I say I want to talk about hijab, you won't give me a hearing. So you should know how to instigate. How to do dawah is a different technique. If you're traveling in a bus and the person sitting next to you is a stranger, after 10 minutes you'll get down. If you don't know dawah, the opportunity is lost. You may never meet him in your full life. So you can't tell, okay, brother Joe, I want to talk to you about Islam. Now we have 10 minutes. Ask a simple question. What is the cross you are wearing? Back of my mind was Jesus Christ crucified, peace be upon him. But how to start is a technique. So that inshallah when you do the training or you go to our website, irf.net, these are the ways. And same, if they're not listening, make them interested. If they get violent, how to turn the tables over is a technique. Like what they say, most of the time, according to me, the best is agree and prove them wrong. Someone tells me 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. I said, fine. You take 2,000, take 2,000, give me 5,000. He said, no. No, this is a technique. Agreeing and proving them wrong. And sometimes what they say is right, like Juma din, Juma din hue. Okay, Prophet said, same day pe bhi karo, same ghante mein karo. Many a times the best is what they tell. Agree and prove them wrong if you can do. That's not the only style. Huh? Many a times if you're not conversant, then you'll fall in the ditch more. So if you experience and you know how to do it, inshallah, that's very easy. Hope that answers the question. Yes, brother.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
I have a revert brother in Mangalore. He reverted about 4 years back. He was married then. Now he has a child. His wife has not reverted. She's still a Hindu. Well, we had this argument or a talk a week back where he said that he's living with his wife. But he said that he's told his wife that if I have to live with you, you say the Shahada, I'll live with you. But she still goes to the temples. She does not believe in Allah. But he's living with her. So, what is the right advice for him? And does he have to do nikah again? And Allahu Alam, please help me with this.
That was the question, that there was a non-Muslim brother who accepted Islam, alhamdulillah. But unfortunately, his wife did not accept Islam. He was already married before he accepted Islam. He also has a child. So now if the wife does not accept Islam and is not ready to say the Shahada, can he continue living with her? He told her, you will say the Shahada, I'll live with you otherwise. So what is the ruling here? What can he do? What should he do? Should he do nikah again? The question of doing nikah again only arises if she accepts Islam. And once she accepts Islam again, if it's on different stages, then again it requires if together, that also can be avoided. But
what he says is she has said the Shahada.
Aha. So now the question changes. Question changes, the answer also changes. The brother asked the question that if she has said the Shahada for namesake, but yet she goes to the temple, then what's the ruling? Then the scope is a bit bigger. That if she has said the Shahada and he thinks it's only for namesake, only for his sake, and yet continues going to temple, so he should continue doing dawah with her. He can live with her because she has said the Shahada. And at the same time try and convince her that she should not go to the temple in whatever best way. First with love and affection, then maybe pressurizing. But if she has not said the Shahada, is a different thing altogether. Then he has a limited time. He cannot continue for years together. Fine, limited time means there's no specified rule in the Sharia that he can stay for 1 day or 2 weeks or 2 months, etc. But time can be given so that she accepts Islam because they've already married before. But in this case, since she has said the Shahada, I feel he can live with her. And at the same time, see to it that he reverts her in the true sense. And he can use various methodology, love, affection, then pressurizing, whatever it is. And I feel it's possible. Once she has said, even for namesake, it's easier. And then he should make it possible, more convenient for her to accept Islam. And see to it that he uses various techniques and logic, etc. to make accept Islam. But he can live. But see to it that as soon as possible, she comes on the straight path. Hope that answers the question.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum
Zakir,
assalam.
I want to ask one question. Is it allowed in Islam to donate blood, whether it be a Muslim or a non-Muslim who requires blood?
The sister asked the question that is it permitted in Islam for a Muslim or a Muslimah to donate blood to a Muslim or non-Muslim? As far as blood donation is concerned, or donation of any organ or any part, there are three rulings that is there, that if it's a must for the survival of the person who is going to donate that blood or the organ or the recipient, it's fine. The person donating should not cause a major loss to the life. And third, it should not be done for money. So whether the person will donate an organ or blood, if it's a requirement causing a major benefit for the recipient, number one. Number two, it should not be a major loss to the donor. And number three, it should not be for money. If these three criteria are fulfilled, it is fine. So in this criteria, as far as blood donation is concerned, medical science says that if you donate about 400 ml, approximately, within 3 months that blood is regenerated in your body, so no problem. But if you are to give 10 liters, then there may be a problem. You may even die. So yes, you can donate blood if you are healthy, point number one. If you are weak and you donate 400 ml and there is a problem in your health, that can also be detrimental to your health. So first you do a medical checkup of the donor. If he is healthy certified, which most of the people, generally more than 50% can donate. You can donate once in every 3-4 months, if you want to. The person receiving, whether irrespective it's a Muslim or non-Muslim, I feel there's no problem, because Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Ma'idah chapter 5 verse 32, if you save any human being, it's as though you have saved the whole of humankind. It doesn't say if you save a Muslim. So if you save any human being, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, it is as though you have saved the whole of humankind. So in this context, I feel there is no problem at all. But see to it that you're healthy, see to it it's not too often, see to it that the quantity is not too much. If you follow these rules, and if it's not for money's sake, then there's no problem, sister. Hope that answers the question. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alameen.
يا رب إنك أنت السلام منك السلام إليك السلام فيا رب إنك أنت السلام منك السلام إليك السلام لأمرك يرجع أمر الأنام بين يديك قلوب الأنام لأمرك يرجع أمر الأنام بين يديك قلوب الأنام
The value of money in the hereafter will be measured by its proper use in the present.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة.
According to the glorious Quran, one of the best ways to use your money is to spend it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by spreading His message of Islam. Peace TV is a non-profit Islamic satellite television channel that is primarily dedicated for just that cause, the proper presentation of Islam. It's a great choice to invest in it and a golden opportunity to purify your wealth in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Support Peace TV. Send your zakat and donations to IRFI Al Ryan Bank, 47 Calthorpe Road, Birmingham, UK, B151TH. Pound account number 011-32301. IBAN GB49ARAY 30008301 Sort code 300083. Swift BIC code ARAY GB22. Please confirm your contribution at support@peacetv.tv.
Support Peace TV, the solution for humanity.